I'm alyonyx, and today I am turning myself into a My Hero Academia character. I recently finished the 4th season on Crunchyroll, and I loved it so much. I think Deku is such an awesome character, and everything that he stands for. Also, Eri, however you say her name, she's so cute. Anyways, I wanted to keep my hero character sort of similar to how I look in real life. It's not exactly too fantasy, but also, yeah, it's pretty damn fantasy. I have pretty short hair, and I'm pretty short in height. You'll see later on in how I color. I keep the hair dark, or at least try to. I like to put white and blue in my hair sometimes, even if I haven't done that in real life yet. I know the show can produce some questionable art from fans, but trust me, I want to keep away from that side as far as possible. For the design, I added these forehead gems to represent her quirk, which is crystallokinesis. She can transform, basically meaning that she can produce crystal-like things, like crystal animals, crystal people. They're not like actual people, they're just shaped like and can move like certain things. She could also manipulate the properties, making them fly, sink, stuff like that. The design you see right now, I originally wanted to add a mask or like have bird-like influences on her hero costume, but I ended up not going with this current design because I thought it didn't really reflect her quirk well enough. I also ended up changing the entire concept from when I was originally planning this. Like, I wanted to have a bird-like quirk, and I wanted my hero name to be Raveness. So fancy. I ended up, obviously not doing that, but I still like the end result better, and I ended up choosing a hero name that I think fits a little more, which is Onyx. If you couldn't tell by my channel name. You also see these crystal-like gems on her shoulders. I ended up only keeping one of them because I like having like unsymmetrical parts of a design. Also, like the skirt flowy part that didn't end up staying, because I ended up going with more crystals on like her knees and stuff like that. During this part, here's where I tried to add the raven-like design with wings and such, but I didn't keep it because I also thought the wings interfered with her normal school uniform outfit, and I couldn't really think of a plausible answer for why they were smaller. I ended up using Uravity's school uniform for reference, just for, making sure that I got all the elements of their uniform right, and I also made sure to add references for how to draw her face and eyes. I debated going on with like a dark black kind of eye, but I thought I wanted her to look more humanoid instead. You can also see me referencing the villain I mentioned earlier, just for crystal's sake, to see how they come out of the skin and their color. You could also see the animals, because I was planning on drawing some cute animals, but I wanted her quirk to be more kind of helpful, so I came up with the plan that she could create a crystal a crystal bird and fly on that instead. Also, I drew Crystal Fox from memory. Here's the inking stage, where I basically just go over the sketch, and even though I add most of the sketch in, I end up changing some things in the lining stage as well. Like, one thing was the crystals on her knees. I went back and forth with that concept for a while until I was eventually happy with the design. While we're going through my inking stage, let's just have a quick side convo. Why the hell is Mineta so perverted? You know what? Why? Is it really that necessary? Yeah. But beside that, I think overall the show made me so inspired. When I really get into a show, I like to design myself in their universe. I've done that before with Haikyuu. And I also drew my friend in Haikyuu style. When I am designing these characters, I also try to match the original show style as close as I can. I know it's not going to be perfect, but it's fine. I just think as long as it looks like it could be part of the show, I'm pretty happy with it. My favorite episode probably had to be the episode where they were showing their rooms. I don't want to go into like spoilers or anything, but seeing more insight on the characters and their personalities based on their rooms was awesome. I remember starting the show and I was like, oh my god, these Todoroki simps are so annoying. And then I became a Todoroki simp. I also think that it's funny that people crush on, anime characters because they're not real, but it's like, but you're so cute though. For instance, I really like Tokoyami, and I think his Dark Shadow quirk is awesome, and his Dark Shadow is really cute because he's like a little bird friend. Anyways, I start jumping into the coloring phase, and I reference the squad a lot, just to see how their colors clash or don't clash, and how bright they get and how they're shaded. I was kind of struggling with how to color the gems on her forehead. Since my hero name is Onyx, I wanted them to be darker in hue, but I also wanted to make sure that they looked like gems instead of like ice per se, black ice maybe. I also bounced around the concept of having makeup on her, since I know that the anime girls don't really have dark makeup in the show, especially black lipstick. But I ended up keeping the black lipstick, but only on her hero costume, just so her school uniform looks more normal. Yeah. I also went through the shading on her hair, since I know that they have like a light and dark part. I kind of wanted to invert that, and instead of having the light highlights on her, like the top of her head per se, as seen as on Deku and such, I put them underneath, so it kind of looks like an ombre, sort of, and I think that's really cool. I know in the show they also draw their hands kind of big. I don't know if I'm the only one who noticed that, but for Ingenium, his hands are so big. I don't know. During the coloring for her hero costume, I started out with a really bright blue for her legs, and I ended up changing that so it matched her Onyx name more. I also missed a recording of that part. I forgot to press record. So we missed a bit of the coloring on her hero costume, but it's all good. I also started blocking in some colors for her crystal hand. Like her hero costume, her hand isn't like that permanently. It's just I wanted to showcase how her quirk works. So here's that. I also to save some time, I ended up just copying and pasting the hand part onto her shoulder to save me some stress and some time. I also added these little crystals onto her hips, and here's where I started coloring her knees. I think that her right leg was like feeling a little empty, so I ended up later copying and pasting the gems onto her other knee as well. You can see that here is where I started filling in the little crystal holograms, crystal friends, and to save me a little bit more time as well, I ended up using a PNG stock that's crystal-like and inserting that in there and changing the colors around to fit. I could technically go in and color it single-handedly like I did her hand and her shoulder and knees, but that would have taken way too much time, and I think that in the long run this is much better. I ended up finishing the piece, and here it is. If you liked this video, please be sure to like and subscribe for more, and please recommend anime in the comments because I am a weeb and I need more anime. I have Crunchyroll, by the way, so if it's on Crunchyroll, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and peace out. Bye! I finished the entire series not too long ago, or at least what's on Crunchyroll at the moment. Not too long ago. I already said that.